board Madam Butterfly, and this is the front of the boat. To unlock the front doors, there's a couple of chute bolts and the door lock here. We can just open those and they're held back by hooks. So the hatch opens with these two chute bolts here and slides all the way back. Of Madam Butterfly, we have a hydraulic lift, which is just underneath this mat. You can just see it there. So to use that, first of all we need to remove the steps, and also, very importantly, make sure that the hatch is out of the way, because as the lift rises, the wheelchair will also rise. On the large bunch of keys, there's a small key which allows you to raise and lower the lift, and you'll see it has up and down. So we're going to raise the lift by putting the key in and turning it. You'll see the lift is now raised, and that allows the wheelchair to go out onto the front deck. To lower it, you'll need to take the key out and put it in the lower keyhole, and then turn that, and the lift will lower back down to the floor. The outside front deck on Madam Butterfly can be accessed by a wheelchair, but there is no means of getting off the boat or onto the boat with a wheelchair. That's all done at the back. But it is quite a pleasant place to sit. The front of the boat is the gas locker, and in here you'll see there are 2 bottles of gas and a water hose to fill the water tank. Now the changeover between the bottles is automatic, and there is a small label on the bottle that isn't being used. So in this case, that's the bottle being used, and this is the spare. When this runs out, we turn that bottle off and open this one and remove the label, just so you don't get confused. The filling point on Madam Butterfly is on the side, just here, and there is a key at the back of the boat that allows you to remove this centerpiece, take it out, and the hose goes into there and connects to the tap on the water point beside the canal. When the tank is full, there is an overflow here, and water will stream out of there when the right level is reached. At the front of the boat we have the ramps, which are in 2 parts, and they allow wheelchairs to get on and off the boat at the back. The 2 sides of the ramp, they plug together like that. Clip on one side, and a clip on the other. Fold out. And then the ramp can be positioned onto the boat. So, wheelchairs can be placed up the ramp onto the boat. To lower, the key in the bottom keyhole. Turn. Things that you may need to get access to are under here. One of them is called the stern tube greaser, and the other one is the weed hatch. And the weed hatch is how you get access to the propeller should you encounter a tangle in the propeller. So to get in there, we just lift this panel up, and you'll see the stern tube greaser is here, and at the end of every day this is just given a few turns until it goes tight, and that just stops water coming in through the joint of the propeller. The weed hatch is here, and the propeller is inside that. So if you do get a tangle, this is how you gain entry. So to get into there, we're going to need to undo this clamp here. So that can be undone. The bar is lifted out of the way. And then stepping down into the boat, we can lift the hatch out. And the propeller is just inside. And that allows you to see if anything is tangled around the propeller. If it is, we have a small tool, and I can actually see some weed around it. So this is just a bar with a hook on the end, which you can use to hook off bits of weed until it's clear. Use the weed hatch, and just make one point that you should never ever go underneath this panel or into the weed hatch with the engine on. It must be off. So closing it, we'll just pop that back, and then the bar feeds through the two loops, and then you can tighten it up. Absolutely nice and firm. Before we start the engine, we need to make sure that it's in neutral. This is the Morse controller. Neutral is straight up, forward is forward, and the more you push it forward, the faster the boat will go. And exactly the same in reverse. That's reverse, and the more you push it, the faster it will go in reverse. So make sure, before you start, it's in neutral. The ignition key for the boat is kept on this hook here, and that's what it looks like. And the engine control panel is here, and there is a padlock which you'll be given the combination to. That just folds down, and then the ignition key can be put in there. So to start the engine, turn it to the on position, and you'll see the lights do a self-test. When they finish, we're going to be concentrating on this glow plug light, and that's the corresponding position there. So turn the key until that light comes on, and wait until it goes out, and then start the engine. All the lights should go out, just the green light illuminating. Simply turn the key to the off position. The training table on MB is stored here. You'll see it's in two halves. These lock together, and these are the two legs. So the legs are placed in these two holes here. If you want to just use one half, you can, and that will just sit on either leg, but we're going to put both halves together. So you'll see there's a socket here which goes on top. It's one half. And there's the other half. And the two clips just clip underneath, like that. It could also be used on the back of the boat to sit outside. The fridge here, and the switch to turn it on is just around the side, and all you do is push the switch down and that will turn it on. And you can verify that by checking that the light's on. The water on board MB is pressurised, and to turn the water pump on, you just pull this little lever out. To light the cooker, we need the gas lighter, which is kept in the cutlery drawer here, beside the fridge. And then we press and hold whichever ring you want, push the knob down, turn it, and then light the gas. Hold it down for a few seconds, just to make sure it lights, and then you can let go. And have a nice cup of tea. To light the grill, pull this down, and just pull the grill pan out slightly, and then the knob that says grill, push that in and turn whilst lighting here with the gas lighter. Hold it for a few seconds before releasing, then release and the flame should stay on. The oven, pull down the oven door, and then we're going to press and hold this button in like so, and then right at the back here we can light the flame. Glasses, mugs and crockery are kept in this cupboard in the kitchen area. There's a single bed at the front of Madame Butterfly, and to use it just undo the chute bolt at the front and lift the hook at the back, and then lower it down to the floor. To make the double bed up on Madame Butterfly, first of all the bedding will be stored in the drawers. Just an example there. Pull the drawers right out. And underneath this cushion there is a board. And that just needs to be dropped into the gap, and then the drawers closed to make everything nice and snug. And the cushions can be arranged like that. These boards are then removed. And the extra cushion folded flat to take up the gap. There's a small TV on board with a DVD player in the side here. There's also a USB charging point there for phones and things. So in order to use the TV, we will need to connect the aerial. Now the aerial is kept in the cupboard over here. So there is the aerial. And we just need to plug it in outside the boat. Into this socket here. And then locate the best signal. If you have small battery chargers or a CPAP machine, we do have a mains inverter which will give you 240 volt power here. So in order to use that, first of all turn this until you see a flashing red light, and then there's an on-off button here. So you plug your device in there and just turn it on as you would at home. There's a green power light there. If for any reason a red light comes on or it beeps, it probably means that there is insufficient battery power. So the best thing to do is to start the engine, and that will charge the batteries back up. And when you finish with it, it's important to turn it off, don't just leave it on, and then isolate it using that switch. To operate the central heating, we have a small controller here, and all you really need to do is to find this button and press it in, and that will give you 1 hour of heating. It will just count down, and when it gets to 0, it will turn off.